Welcome back. It is the Drunk Capitalist here again, and I have another video for you guys. So today we're going to review a video that has been circulating the internet and has caused a lot of stir and conversation. Now this video has to do with a couple arguing about the cost of a wedding. So I'm gonna provide a little context and backstory, and just, as a heads up, I'm not saying that this $250,000 wedding that they're proposing is really the norm, but this is a situation that I feel like comes up in everyday people's lives, people that do decide to get married. And I think this has a lot to do with finance. So all the drama aside, I think this is a financial conversation that couples have to have, even if it doesn't pertain just to a wedding. It could be vacations, it could be homes, it could be cars, it could be really anything. But we're gonna watch how all this plays out, and let's have that conversation. Let's get right into it. So Jen and Fresher, little backstory on them. They're like, Fresher is a musical artist slash record label owner. Not really sure about his actual net worth, but he is on Love and Hip Hop. So take his net worth with a grain of salt if you find it on the internet. A lot of people on Love and Hip Hop are people that have made a name for themselves but aren't necessarily in the most financial secure position. They're few and far between. So these people tend to portray a lifestyle that they don't actually live. I remember the first time I ever saw Jen and Fresher, they were living in like a basement apartment, but of course Fresher had on what looked like a $100,000 diamond necklace. Now, this couple has been together since the 6th grade, and they have been together for over 20 years. They do have, I believe, 2 children together. No, they are not married yet. We don't know why. That's beside the point. Let's just get into the video.
Deserve to be somebody's wife.
$250,000. $200,000. The type of wedding you want, that's how much it costs. You're bugging the We're gonna invest that. My job as a man is to hold the household down, and she hasn't worked in years. I'm not.
So let's pause right there. He says his job as a man is to hold a household down and stuff like that. Now, I'm not really one to get too far deep into people's positions and roles and things like that, but I like that he said he wants to invest that money. That money is better spent elsewhere. It's better spent on something that can make it grow rather than literally dissolve into nothingness within 24 hours, because that's essentially what a wedding does, in my opinion. If you go to a huge wedding, that money is gone. A wedding is not really an investment. It's really like a luxury memory. So yeah, he is he seems like he's really keen on trying to do what's smart with the money.
Spend $250,000 on a wedding. I'm not doing it.
So you have no plans on getting married?
I have plans on let's go.
You see, when she says you don't want to spend $250 on a marriage, on a wedding, that means you don't want to get married. That's like a psychological game. Don't let people make you fall for this. It's not the same thing. She's kind of wilding out.
I'm not a city hall bitch. Stop saying city hall, because shit about to get left. Like, I'm telling you right now.
At the end of the day, I love you more than life itself. But you got.
So I'm not gonna get into her wanting to leave him over this situation, which is kind of, to me, seems pretty fake, because you've been with him for 20 plus years. You call yourself the groupie slayer, meaning she, beats up girls that he sleeps with on the side, blah, blah, blah. My thing with her saying that she's not a city hall B is kind of like saying, I'm the type of girl you put, in the $250K wedding and blah, blah, blah. But a $250K wedding really just, to me, caters to the people that attend the wedding more than it does really you, and it's more of a posturing type of situation rather than something that is actually made out of love. And I'm not about to say City Hall is where you really show the love at, but I feel like with City Hall being what it is, it's a place you can get married, have a small intimate ceremony, and then have a nice stable future. Most marriages end over money issues, or at least become destabilized over financial issues. Now, if you start your relationship in debt because of a extravagant, expensive wedding that absolutely no one needed, you're already setting your relationship up for, possible disaster. Granted, they have been together for 20 years, so maybe that won't really make or break them. But like I said, I'm reviewing this video because I feel like this can really pertain to a lot of other people and their situations.
All this.
Love ain't enough. How long you plan on being broke?
No, we're broke. Out your mouth. That's not broke.
Too much.
That's smart.
Broke people behavior.
That's smart. All right. Listen, you call it broke. You know what I'm saying? Leave and see what your ass be.
I mean, I super don't agree with her idea that going to City Hall means that you're broke. I just see City Hall as a smart decision, or just in general not spending too much money on a wedding. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saving money, saving maybe $10,000 to $15,000, and $15,000 to me is still high, but there's nothing wrong with saving $10,000 to $15,000 prior to the wedding, for the wedding, and having a small wedding. It could still be very nice. And a lot of times, at least from people that I've known, people that in my family who have been married, some have had big weddings, some have had small weddings. And what they can tell you is that when they've had big weddings, some of the people that they invited to those weddings, they never even spoke to after that. Or those people never showed up in their lives ever again. You know what I mean? So is it really worth having the wedding with 300 people? How many people do you really know that intimately to have a 300-person wedding or a 500-person wedding, and you're paying for 3-course meals for these people and the best silverware and all this stuff? None of this is coming with you. You're gonna get married and leave all that stuff once you walk out of that wedding ceremony hall, and someone's gonna tear it all down. And what happens to all the fine linen that you use on the tablecloth, and the pretty chairs, and all the 100,000 flowers that you bought? Like, no one knows what happens to all that stuff. I certainly do not. So I would never spend my money on it. I would much rather have something very small and intimate, right? And make memories with those people. And it's really about the person that you're marrying. It's not about the wedding. Like, last time I checked, it's just not actually about the wedding. And I know there's some people that look at marriage as like purely a business. So if you're thinking about marriage as purely a business, then in this regard, okay, then the wedding still isn't, the whole thing. Because if you're thinking about a business, the commercial isn't the business. The actual business operations and everything that goes on is the business. It's not just the advertising, right? Which the wedding would be like the advertising of the relationship. Here we are, here we're together. It just don't make sense. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys are still making smart money moves this 2023 year. We're about to get off and running with our savings, our investments, everything. And we're not paying for 200K weddings. I'm with Pressure on this one. Jen is wrong in my opinion. She has a right to her opinion. She has a right to wanting her wedding after being with a cheating man for 20 years. She has a total right to want a 250K wedding, but he ain't paying for it. She doesn't work. It is what it is. He's in the right in this part of the situation as far as paying for the wedding. And that's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.